What's up? It's Susie from Hey Grill Hey, and today I'm showing you how to make a cherry cola pulled pork. I've got cherry cola in every single layer of flavor we're putting on this pork butt, along with the homemade cherry cola barbecue sauce. Lots of fun flavors, really simple cook. Let's do it. I'm starting with an 8-pound pork shoulder. This is also labeled a pork butt or a Boston butt. It's really heavily marbled, lots of tight connective tissue, perfect for low and slow cooking. To prep my pork butt, I'm simply going to inject it with a cup of cherry cola. I mean, Todd's a Pepsi guy, so we had to go with cherry Pepsi, but you can use cherry Coke or your favorite cherry flavored soda. Cherry Dr. Pepper would probably also be delicious. I just have a metal injector. I've had this guy for, I think, like 10 years, but you can pick stuff like this up on Amazon super affordably, and they're kind of fun to have on hand. I don't always inject things unless I'm shooting for creating a specific flavor profile. The cherry cola isn't necessarily going to make the pork butt juicier because there's a ton of moisture in the meat itself, but the cola gets deep into the meat and really starts to flavor it from the outside, which is pretty awesome. Once my pork butt is injected, it's time to season. I'm using my sweet rub seasoning. This is my award-winning classic barbecue seasoning. We use it on pretty much everything that's going on the smoker. I have the recipe for this available on my website as well if you want to try making it from scratch. Once our beautiful pork butt is injected and seasoned, it's time to head out to the smoker. I've got my smoker preheated to 225 degrees. This is a low and slow smoked pork shoulder process. Once the pork shoulder is on, close the lid. This step is going to take about 8 hours, and this is one of the few instances where I really do like to spritz. Sometimes spritzing isn't worth the effort. You lose the heat during the cooking process, but we're reinforcing cherry cola in every step of this recipe. So we've injected. Next, I'm spritzing every hour during this first 8-hour step. After about 8 hours, my pork butt is looking beautiful, and we're clocking this kind of target temperature range I'm looking for between 160 and 170-ish degrees. This pork butt is going from the smoker into an aluminum pan, and I'm pouring over another cup of that cherry cola. Again, every step of this is getting reinforced with that cherry cola flavor. You're gonna taste it in every piece of this pulled pork. I cover it tightly with aluminum foil, crimp the edges as tightly as I can just to keep all of the steam inside, and then it's back on our 225-degree smoker. I'm gonna continue cooking at 225 until my pork shoulder hits anywhere between 200 and 203 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperature is a really good guide, but what we're looking for is texture. I want my thermometer to slide in and out of that pork shoulder like it feels like it's sliding in and out of softened butter. This step usually takes between 3 and 4 hours. I start checking around the 3-hour mark just to make sure I don't overcook it. Once my pork butt is feeling the way that I want it to feel, I pull it off the smoker so it can rest. I really like to rest my pork shoulders at room temperature for at least 30 minutes. However, pork shoulders can rest for several hours, especially if you pop them into a cooler or in the oven. So give yourself a large window of time just in case it's taking a little bit longer. You're not down to the wire trying to rush that pulled pork right at the end. If it finishes early, you can always hold it and rest it for several hours. While my pork butt is resting, I'm gonna make my cherry cola barbecue sauce. For my cherry cola barbecue sauce, I combine all of these ingredients into a pan. 1 cup of ketchup, another cup of that cherry cola, half a cup of pitted sweet cherries. Now these aren't always in season, but you can almost always find them already pitted in the freezer section. They're so convenient to have on hand. A half a cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of molasses, and 2 more tablespoons of my sweet rub. We're gonna bring that up to a boil, reduce the heat to a simmer, and I'm gonna let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. Take it off the heat, let it cool for 5 minutes or so, and then pop it into a blender. We wanna process our sauce to smooth out the cherries, and it's gonna give our sauce a really beautiful, shiny, rich red consistency. It's an absolutely delicious cherry cola sauce, but it tastes like real cherries. Our cherry cola pork butt melted apart. It is so juicy, even just putting it on our pretty board so it looked beautiful. It is oozing yummy, delicious pork juices all over the place. Plus, we've got that cherry cola barbecue sauce drizzled all over the top. Now, I think you can serve this on a sandwich with extra sauce, or you can serve it as a main course with like some mac and cheese or a potato salad, and you are going to be set for a fabulous meal that will feed a ton of people. I love pork shoulders like this. They're affordable, you can add a ton of different flavors to it, you can have a lot of fun with your barbecue. I mean, a cherry cola pulled pork is pretty fun. Awesome. Even better than fun, this pulled pork is delicious. It is rich and fatty from that low and slow cook, all those connective tissues melting down and making this pork just melt in your mouth. The cherry cola barbecue sauce is bright. Like, it tastes like cherry cola, but a better version of cherry cola because you have the fresh cherries in the sauce. It's barbecue, but interesting, and I'm here for it. I feel like you and your family are gonna love this one. It's a great way to experiment with new cooking methods where we injected and we spritzed. I hope you guys give this one a try. When you do, let me know how it turns out in the comment section for you. We'll see you next time.